Welcome to Sportsbet Daily at oddsmarket.com. It's your Wednesday and we're going to go through the European leagues. We'll start with La Liga, on to Bundesliga. There'll be no Radek today. He's not very well, so Alex will hold the fort. And then we go to Serie, where we'll have Alex and Chef Michael. That Italian league is absolutely flying in with the winners. The Bundesliga, very, very tough. We're going to start with La Liga. My normal guests are Martin Green and number Juan. How are you, sir?
I'm very happy. River won yesterday. As you can see, I'm wearing my jersey from my home team in Argentina, so I'm thrilled.
And what was the score?
1-0, Boca beat us, but we won overall in the global.
So you're the only man I know that gets beat 1-0 and you're absolutely over the moon because you've won 2-1 aggregate.
Yes.
And I suppose if you could choose a way to go through, it would be sitting there watching a dull 1-0.
Yes.
Oh,
It's my kind of game.
and how was your games last weekend?
Oh, 2 out of 4.
2 out of 4.
Yes.
So
yes.
you won 2, lost 2?
Yes.
And did you have any bad, boring games that you loved?
Oh, yes. The under 2.5 against Atletico and Valencia. Perfect game for me.
Loved that. Martin, how was your weekend?
Not bad, thanks, Flash. I think I went 3-2 in La Liga, which wasn't so bad. And I think not so good in the Premier League. Had about 4. I think I had 3 winners, 4 losers in the Premier League. There are a few results that shocked me there, but yeah, still in profit overall in both, and looking forward to building that tally back up again this week.
Okay, well, let's crack on. We don't mess about on here. We're going to start with you, number 1. Atletico Madrid, 1.75. The draw, 3.5. And Athletic Bilbao at 6. Where are you going?
I'm choosing Atletico Madrid to win at 1.75. They had 3 draws in a row, Atletico Madrid, and they're at home. They need to change it. They need to change the pace. They need to attack more. Yesterday they have a good game, 1-0, great goal from Morata. Morata is we call it talisman in Spanish, is the ace in the cards for Simeone. So, but Bilbao doesn't know victory as a business this season. So I'm confident that Atletico Madrid will find their winning ways and win this weekend against Bilbao.
Are you expecting goals?
1 and 2, maybe.
2? Jeez. You're really pushing the boat out. Martin, Atletico Madrid. Do you fancy them too?
I do, yeah. They let me down a couple of times a few weeks ago, but I had them to win in the Champions League yesterday, and they returned to winning ways with a classic Atletico Madrid performance, really, against Bayer Leverkusen. They weren't great, but they were solid defensively and efficient in front of goal, and they got the 1-0 win. I fancy them to pull off a pretty similar result against the struggling Athletic Bilbao side at the weekend. I'm just going to go like number 1 for the straight Atletico Madrid win at 1.75, but I'll also stick half a unit on Atletico and under 3.5 goals at odds of 2.1, just for a bit more value, because I think this is going to be a bit of a tight game.
Okay, first game up. Atletico Madrid, 1.75. May well go in a flashman parlay. Okay, move on. We'll stay with you, Martin. Celta Vigo 2.95, the draw 3.4, and Real Sociedad 2.47. Real Sociedad very good at home. Can they get the points away?
I think they probably can. They've been in very good form this season, up into the top 4 with a 3-1 win over Real Betis on Sunday. Celta Vigo, they look decent going forward with Aspas leading the line, but they've really struggled for creativity this season, particularly in the first half of games. They only just about avoided relegation last time around, and they really haven't kicked on this season. So they look like they're going to struggle. A bit of an odd bet from me in this game, having looked at the analysis of the stats. Celta Vigo have scored fewer first half goals than any team in La Liga, just 0.33 in the first half. Whereas Real Sociedad starts strong. They've got one of the best first half goal tallies of any team. So I'm going for Real Sociedad, draw no bet at half time, odds of 1.75.
1.75, draw no bet at half time. So you're just going to have a 45-minute value there. Okay, Martin, stay with you. Granada 2.4, draw 3.55, Real Betis 3.2. Looks very cagey, this game.
does look cagey. I was tempted to go for the Granada win because they've made a superb start to life back in the top flight of Spanish football. They're up to third in the table with that win over Osasuna. So they've had a lot of time to rest and prepare for this game. But I think they've got a couple of injury problems. Antonio Puertas looks like he could miss the game. And Duarte, the defender, could miss out as well, which could hamper their chances. I might stick a small stake on a home win, but I think I'm going to go for both teams to score in this game. Looks a bit risky on paper because Granada have only conceded once in 4 home games, but you're always pretty much guaranteed goals when Betis play. They've scored in 8 out of 9 games so far this season. They take risks, they throw men forward, they leave a lot of gaps at the back. They lost 3-1, as I just mentioned, at the weekend. A lot of games like that. So I think we're going to see an open one here. Both teams to score is 1.8. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, I like the draw there. I really like the draw, and maybe even Betis double chance. Okay, number 1, Osasuna 2.95, draw 3.3, Valencia 2.75. No 1.4s here for you, my lad.
No, not here. I'm not taking risks though.
No, there's a shot.
My pick for this game is on the 2.5 at 2.15. On the 2.5 goals.
Yes.
Valencia in the last 3 games as a visit has scored more than 2 goals in the games. And I believe they're going to win, but by a small margin. And then Osasuna is one of the least scoring teams in La Liga with only 7 goals this season. So I'm expecting probably, most likely, Valencia is going to win, but not by a lot of goals.
Okay, I mean, the way this game could pan out, you could well get a massive price on the extra under 1.5. Brings in the 0-0 and the 1-0 Valencia victory. Martin, do you see goals?
I don't see a great deal of goals in this game, no, simply because of the way that Osasuna set up to stifle teams. They've been involved in a lot of low-scoring games so far this season. But I've been reasonably impressed with Valencia of late. They seem to be gelling under new manager Albert Solades. They picked up a good draw away at Atletico Madrid last time out. I really wanted to wait and see how they got on in the Champions League tonight before giving a tip on this game, but the way the scheduling fell, I'm going to have to go for it anyway. So I'm going to go for Valencia draw no bet, 1.93. I think they can go and get a result there. They've had a few away trips where they've been unfancied and they've beaten a team in good form, particularly Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So, I think they've got enough players to get the job done here. Maybe 1-0, 2-0, something like that would suit me.
Yep, it will suit number 1 as well, under 2.5 goals at 2.15. Or if you want to go with Martin, it's Valencia, draw no bet at 1.93. Now, number 1, Sevilla 1.8, draw 3.7, and Getafe at 5.75. Are you complicating this?
My original pick was Sevilla to win.
Original?
My original.
Original?
Yes, because
does that mean you're going to change it?
I'm gonna change my mind. I was reading, I was studying the game, and I decided both teams to score at 2.1. Getafe has scored in the last 5 games. The last 5 has scored in 4 of those games. In the same way, Sevilla. The only games that both teams hasn't scored has been against Barcelona.
Both teams to score 2.15.
Correct. Yes.
You know what shocks me most is
What?
that you said that you've been reading.
Oh yes, I read a lot.
You're an educated man?
I'm an educated man. I read the dictionary every day.
Do you?
Yes, it's very entertaining.
Yeah, see, I love that. I love that.
Yes.
Reads the dictionary for fun and loves a 0-0 or 1-0. Do you prefer a 1-0 over a 0-0?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because one team's won?
No, come again. One.
So when you're watching a game,
yes.
do you love a 0-0, but do you like a 1-0 more than a 0-0?
Yes, I love to see one team lose.
Oh, you're an evil
In this case,
man.
I prefer 1-1.
Okay.
Because both teams to score.
Well, while we're on this game, Sevilla versus Getafe, at Forza Sevilla, who's on Twitter, says, how many goals will Sevilla score against Getafe? How many goals do you see Sevilla scoring?
Me? Oh, sorry. I thought you were speaking with Martin. I was concentrated. I was remembering what I read just a few minutes ago in the dictionary.
I knew you was going there.
How many goals Sevilla can score? Oof, I think they're gonna win. But it's gonna be a tough game. Getafe, they really play well. They score goals, and they're surprising me this season, in fact. But it's gonna be a nice game, entertaining, yes. But both teams gonna score.
So, are you going to give me an answer to my original question of how many goals?
I'm like a politician.
Yeah. Can you give him an answer, just roughly? No gun to your head.
Two goals.
2 goals, 2 guns. He's going for 2 goals for Sevilla. Keep your questions coming in. Just look on Twitter. I do the video in the morning. So if you've got any questions for Martin or for number 1 on a Wednesday or any of the other videos we do, then send them in. I will write them down and I will try and ask them. I know it's not one of your games, Martin. Sevilla, just how many do you think they'll score?
I might do my politician answer on that as well. I've been impressed with Getafe recently. I think they've done very well. They've been solid. I would say 1 goal from Sevilla. Okay. I could see this finishing 1.
I think Forza thinks they're going to win 3 or 4, by the way. Okay, let's go to the last game, which is next Tuesday. So if you're a big Barca fan, you're going to have to wait a good few days after their Champions League exploits tonight. Barcelona 1.15, draw 9.5, and Valladolid 26. Any price you like. How are you going to get value out of Barcelona here, number 1?
It was tough to find value in this game because Barcelona are playing so well. They're playing great. Messi's on the field, playing every single game. But I found value in Barcelona to win and under 4.5 goals at 1.7. Valladolid is a strong team in defense, and no team has scored more than 2 goals against them. But I think Barcelona might be able to do it, but not a lot of goals. So that's why I'm choosing Barcelona to win and under 4.5.
Yeah, it's a good price, 1.7.
Yes.
The problem you've got with Barcelona is if they kick into gear, they can score like 3 or 4 goals in a matter of like minutes.
Yes.
Mine, just before we go for like bankers or next best or anything like that, what have you made of La Liga so far?
It's been tricky. I have to admit it's been tricky. I normally, the team that always sort of do me well throughout the course of the season is Atletico Madrid. I had them to draw with Real Madrid, which made me a good profit, and I'm often on them to win to 0 or win under 3.5 goals at home. It's come off a couple of times, but they have let me down. Barcelona let me down a couple of times at the start of the season, which was frustrating. I think they've clicked into gear now that Messi's back. With him in the team, I think they're going to steamroll all their opposition pretty much. Real Madrid, I'm staying well away from lately after that defeat to Mallorca. And yeah, I'm just starting to find value with other teams, really. I like Getafe at the moment, Real Sociedad, and I think we're at the stage of the season now where we can start racking up a bit of profit now that we've seen how good each team is and the trends are developing. A bit of a sluggish start. I'm in a reasonable amount of profit, but I'm hoping it's going to kick on now that we've got a bit of a better understanding of how it's shaping up.
Always takes a good few weeks. You get them injuries, you get them boys that miss pre-season. It takes them a little while to get the ball rolling. So you're a Barca fan and obviously a River Plate fan. Do you see Barcelona winning La Liga, and do you think they can go all the way in the Champions League?
I think they're going to win La Liga, especially at the pace they're going right now. I think the big test is going to come in 18th of December against Real Madrid, the new fixture, the new day for the Clásico. And Champions League, I see PSG really strong this season.
PSG?
Yeah, I see them really strong with Mauro Icardi, Keylor Navas as a goalkeeper, Cavani's playing great, Mbappé yesterday as a substitute, no substitute. One of the few times it happened that a substitute scored 3 goals in a game. It was pretty impressive. And basically PSG, they don't have competition in the French league, so they can take it easy.
Okay, Martin, if I said to you, give me one team to get relegated from this La Liga, who would it be?
Good question.
Thank you.
I think Celta Vigo will get out of trouble. The obvious one would be Leganes, really, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think Espanyol are in trouble as well. I thought they looked shaky last season. They sold their two best players and they haven't replaced them with quality. They might be able to bring in a couple of players in January and scrape survival, but I think those two are in a lot of trouble. Mallorca's away form could eventually let them down as well. I think they'll get sucked into that battle. So yeah, guns ahead right now. I'd go Leganes, Espanyol, and Mallorca, and one team would be Leganes.
Wow, Mallorca with their home form. I fancy that's their route to staying up. What about you?
I wrote it down. I mostly agree with Martin, but instead of Mallorca, I will put Celta de Vigo. Celta de Vigo that season almost goes down to the second division. So yeah, Celta de Vigo, Leganes, more maybe Espanyol. Maybe after December, I might change my mind with Espanyol.
Yeah, I mean, I think Espanyol have been absolutely dire. I mean, Leganes, I think they're already got a foot into La Liga B, but wow, this is going to be it's going to be tough for them teams down the bottom because once they get cut adrift and they can't score goals, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously they'll be like a firm favourite if they don't score goals in your household.
That's why I'm choosing Mallorca to stay this season.
Yeah, because home form is good.
They're great and they beat last week Real Madrid.
Yeah,
that was surprising. I was expecting that, but yeah, Martin is also staying away with Madrid. I'm also staying away with Madrid. I don't know what's gonna happen with those guys, and Zidane is on the thin rope.
Okay, well, that's going to wrap up our La Liga. Thank you very much to Martin. Thank you very much to number Juan. We're going to be waiting for Alex. Rafa, are we okay with Alex? No, we're going to struggle. So I'll go through the Bundesliga selections from Alex. Do you want to stay with me, number one, just while I go through this Bundesliga?
Of course.
We've got no Radek this week because he's ill. So the Bundesliga best bets. We've got Schalke at 3.5, draw 3.8, and Dortmund at 2.1. Martin, are you much of a follower of Bundesliga?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big follower of Bundesliga. I've been concentrating more on La Liga this time around, but I like Bundesliga. Both teams to score is a bet that pays off a lot of the time in Bundesliga. It's a good, open, entertaining league. So, yeah, I love a bit of Bundesliga.
Okay. Rafa, is that Alex I can see up there looking at me? Good man, good man. So we've got Alex, and do you know Bundesliga?
I sometimes watch it, especially the big teams like Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. And that game, Schalke versus Dortmund, is pretty interesting. I will wait to see what happens today. Dortmund against who they play against today in Champions League? They
away at Inter Milan.
Yes,
I fancy Inter Milan to win.
You fancy it?
Yeah, I do.
think so too.
I think Inter Milan have got too much.
But Dortmund is unbeaten in Champions League, so.
Yeah, but Dortmund are not good enough at the back. But you want to be listening to Alex and Radek when it comes to the German football, because I tell you now, it's been an absolute minefield. I mean, there's 2 points covering the top 9 sides. Everyone's beating everyone. Bayern Munich are dropping points because they can't keep a clean sheet.
Competitive.
Yeah, really, really competitive. Alex, how are you, sir?
I'm great. A little bit some problems with my camera on my computer, but I found a way to be here, and here I am joining the action.
Yeah, have you had your hair cut?
I'm all good. I'm watching the Champions League. Bundesliga is very bad for me this season. I think that I'm around -3 units or -4 units, something like that. But what I can tell you is that the first 9 teams in the standings are separated by just 2 points, and the first 11 teams in the standings are separated by just 5 points. So it's a huge. I don't know if it's competitive, like number one said. I think that is more like I don't know. Some teams are not performing the way they should.
Yeah, I look at it and I think to myself, there's no outstanding team apart from Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich's giving teams chances because they keep letting goals in. Now, the other thing I said to you is, have you had your hair cut?
No. I don't have my headphones.
Oh, okay. Maybe you just washed it, eh? It looks like you've been
No,
like doing.
I'm watching every now and then.
Good lad, good lad. Okay, well, we'll start off. We've only got 3 to go through because obviously Radek's not very well. Schalke 3.5, draw 3.8, and Dortmund 2.1. Horrible teams, these two.
Horrible teams, but is the Revier derby, is the mother of all derbies in the German football. When these two teams meet each other, it's a war. It's a drama, aggressivity, passion, fans, outstanding atmosphere in the stadium. It doesn't matter where they are on the standings. It doesn't matter their form. It doesn't matter the missing players. We will see action. The average goals in their 95 matches head-to-head is at 3.0 exactly. So we should see goals here, and I really don't understand why the bookies have the over 2.5 goals, which is my nap for this Bundesliga weekend at 1.72, because it's absolutely incredible. Yes, Schalke are coming after that defeat against Hoffenheim 2-0 on the road, but I think that now at home, now in this derby, they will play very aggressive. These two teams, normally when they meet each other, they don't stay to defend. They are going all in. Some problems, some injury problems for Dortmund there with Paco Alcácer obviously missing, but also with Marco Reus missing today action against Inter Milan, and I don't know if he will be fully fit on the weekend. But still, I fancy goals, and most of all now with the injuries, I think that I fancy goals more than normal. I already posted this as my banker 2 units play on Twitter also, and I'm giving it also here over 2.5 goals at 1.72.
The big thing about Schalke is, and I know obviously the former Huddersfield manager Wagner is the manager. They're so slow in their build-up, and yet they score so many goals in the last 20 minutes. I'm thinking, why don't you have that tempo in the first 20 minutes? They frustrate the life out of me, and I would look at this game, and I'm going to have a look at the price, and you can have a look at the price if it's not throwing you under a bus, is the most goals to be scored in the second half.
Yeah, I think that the price is good. It should be around 1.7, but I will tell you in a second. I'm multitasking because I'm filming with my phone right now. Obviously, with the camera having a problem, I don't know why. Till now, it never had, but the computer is not recognizing it. But I will take a look before the end of the show, of course.
Thank you very much. You can do that maybe when we're talking to Chef Michael in the next clip. Bayer Leverkusen 1.66, draw 4.3, Werder Bremen 5.25. Leverkusen, they did all right yesterday.
They did all right yesterday, yes. But anyway, they still lost the match 1-0. It was normal. Atletico Madrid favorite score 1-0. It doesn't matter where they are playing. This is Morata with a nice goal, but with one shot on target, one goal. Exactly Diego Simeone style. What I can say to you about Bayer Leverkusen, I still think that they are a decent side. And when you put them against a team like Werder Bremen with an attacking approach, I think that we'll see goals. So it's all about the Alex Classic for me here, both into score and the over 2.5 goals at 1.72 again, because you know that goals in Germany are priced very, very short. So this Alex Classic is priced very short at 1.72. If we look at all the matches this weekend, all 9 matches this weekend, I think that over 2.5 is the biggest odds for over 2.5 is in that Schalke Dortmund match. The rest of the matches have it at around 1.5, 1.45. So we have to combine it and make it an Alex Classic. With Werder Bremen, one of the most exciting teams in Germany. They're always scoring, and I really love to watch them. So yes, over both into score and over 2.5 goals for me at 1.72.
And would you put Bayer Leverkusen in at 1.66 in a parlay?
No, they're coming after Champions League. Again, that lost game will affect their morale. And also that 3-0 defeat against Eintracht Frankfurt on the road. I think that that is a lie score, because for who saw the match, saw that Leverkusen missed many chances. They don't usually miss so many chances like they did against Eintracht Frankfurt. But I still think that Werder Bremen is a team to watch, always able to upset the big ones, the big names. They kept Dortmund to a 2-2 draw. After that, Eintracht Frankfurt 2-2 draw. After that, Hertha Berlin, and Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt, both of them were on the road. So I'm a little bit scared to put Leverkusen in an knockout.
Yeah, I was quite impressed with Leverkusen last night. I thought they put a good shift in. I thought they passed, they moved, and they just didn't finish anything off in the final third. Third and final selection now. Gladbach 2.1, draw 4.0, and Eintracht Frankfurt 3.6. 2 weeks ago, I'd have had Gladbach at 2.1 every day. Now Frankfurt, on the back of a 3-0 home win. What way are you going?
I don't know if you remember, you said 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago at the beginning of the season, we were talking about exactly these two sides with Radek, and you said when they will meet each other, I expect goals. So this is what I expect also. So it's a classic here. Yes, Gladbach are still leaders, but they lost at Dortmund. Impressively, Dortmund kept a clean sheet. It's not what is usually happening with Dortmund, but and most of all against the leaders, Gladbach, because even after that loss, they are still leading the standings. Gladbach, as I said, with Wolfsburg second in the standings, this is absolutely amazing what is happening right now in the Bundesliga. But I'm sure that after 5-6 weeks from now, we will have a clear image of what is happening in the German top flight league. I think that Bayern will let them behind, and they will fight again for the title. I think that is a good. I hope that Bayern will go 5-6 points behind at the half of the season, and after that we can bet for a future bet Bayern to win the league at around 2.5, hopefully. But I don't think that that's the case. So I'm expecting goals again in this clash. Eintracht really good last week. They are unbeaten in the last 4 matches. They won 3-0. But again, I think that this result for who sees it and who is betting from stats is a lie. You should watch it on action, the match, because that is a clear image of what's happening on the pitch. So I should go with the Alex Classic at 1.72, again, the best odds on the market right now.
And your banker is obviously going to be Schalke versus Dortmund, over 2.5 at 1.72. That's over 2.5. That's not the Alex Classic.
Yes, absolutely. Just over 2.5, because the odds are so tempting.
Okay, let's move on to an absolute feeding frenzy for yourself and Chef Michael. We're going over to Italy, Serie A, best bets. Chef Michael, how are you, sir?
Blessed, I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Good, good. I can see you've got a nice little pot plant in the background. You've got a nice little lampshade and no dog barking.
No dog barking today.
Okay, well, let's kick off. Both of you like this game. Verona 2.6, draw 3.4, and Sassuolo at 2.95. Chef Michael, I'll come to you first.
Yeah, I usually try to stay away from these kind of standalone games on Friday. They can be pretty tricky to manage. But Verona's this kind of weird team. They don't score goals, but yet they also don't let in goals either. I mean, only all but one of their matches so far this season have stayed under 2.5, and every home match has been under 2.5 except for the match with Juventus, which ended 2-1. On the other hand, Sassuolo are over machines. They score a ton of goals and they're letting in a ton of goals. I mean, they've scored 14 so far and they've conceded 16. So I mean, it's kind of a clash of styles here, but I think Sassuolo, they're coming off that hard-fought battle with Inter Milan last weekend. They could have equalized. They probably might have even had a couple of chances to win that match. But I think that took a lot out of them. They're going to come off a short week and then try to come play on a Friday. I don't see a lot of goals being scored in this match. I'm going under 2.5 at 1.8. For the last 5 between these two, head-to-head have stayed under 2.5. So I think that's a pretty good look here.
Okay, I don't mind that myself, to be honest. Alex, Sassuolo scored 3 against Inter Milan. Do you think that they'd have took a lot of confidence in that and the manager will just say to them, just same performance, lesser team, we'll be fine?
Yeah, the problem with them that they score goals, but they also concede. And Verona are a tough place to travel. I was impressed with Sassuolo against Inter. Inter second in the standings, 1 point behind Juve, just 1 loss in 8 weeks, and it was against the Juventus, and we predicted that. Again, the bankers from last week came. We were on the same match. Chef Michael was Inter to win. I was on both teams to score. It was a nice 4-3 win for Inter. I think that after 3 defeats in a row, I think that it's time for Sassuolo to get back on track. It's a place place to travel. It's a tough place to travel, Verona. But I don't know. I think that if they have the same performance against Verona, the same that they had against Inter, Sassuolo can not pull off the upset, because we are talking about 2 secondary teams in Italy from the mid-table and down. I'm going with Sassuolo with draw no bet at 2.1, and I hope that Caputo, Berardi, and Traoré will be in the first 11, because they were very, very impressive against Inter.
Well, maybe a little Sassuolo 1-0, 2-0. We like that, because both of you boys are going to be happy. And you've been happy near enough week in, week out. I would say that you're making this look like the easiest league in Europe, because I know that the Premier League's tough, even though we do well. Bundesliga is very, very tough. And the Spanish, well, that's just rubbish. Okay, let's move on. Lecce 11, draw 5.5, Juve 1.33. Take it away, Alex.
Juve all the way. I don't see Lecce pulling off the upset against Juve. Juve impressive win against the Lokomotiv. They came back from 1 goal down. Lokomotiv with 11 men behind the ball more than 70 minutes. Dybala solved the situation with a nice shot outside the box, and after that with the brace. Ronaldo, not impressed with Ronaldo at all yesterday. Ronaldo, I think that he failed to adapt 100% in the Italian football. I still think that he's an important player there, but if you have a bet for him to be the top scorer in the Serie A, I think that you should throw it right away, because he will never be the top scorer in Serie A. Most of all because they will rest him many, many times during the season, because their main objective is to win the Champions League. And they want Ronaldo fully fit in the most important European matches. And against Lecce, a team like Lecce on the road, he might stay with his kids home and have a special training in the morning with his family. I don't know if he will be rested or not, but I think that Sarri will rest some of his key players and play with some players from the bench who still are a lot better than Lecce. But their main objective is not to get injured, because they have a midweek next week. They have another Champions League in 2 weeks. So they have around 5 matches in 2 weeks, which is a lot. 6 matches in 2 weeks, which is a lot even for the best players in the world, for the most fit players in the world. So what I'm thinking, Juve to win and under 4.5 goals at 1.73. Let's make it a Martin Classic here.
Yeah, it looks like the best way to go, to be honest. Chef Michael, are you along the same lines?
Yeah, I have the exact same bet, actually. I think Alex has been hacking my computer looking at my notes there, Alex, huh?
Hey, I wouldn't put it past him. He's on that computer 24/7 now.
Yeah, you see it the same way. I mean, as long as Inter keep putting pressure on Juve at the top of the table, I don't think Juve can really fully take a break. I mean, even just like Alex said, even their B team is, you still got world-class players on their B team that can still beat pretty much 90% of the teams in the world with their B squad. So I mean, exact same bet. Juve under 4.5. I found 1.74 last night.
Okay, we don't mind that. 1.73, 1.74. I'm going to be sticking that in with something else. Let's go, Alex. Inter Milan 1.31, draw 5.6, and Parma 12.
Inter Milan, great for an ACA bet, but not exactly for a single bet. We don't use number one's 1.4 odds because we want to make money in Serie A. So Parma, I think that they are always going for the win. Doesn't matter against whom they're playing, against Juventus, against Inter, Atalanta, or whomever. Parma are conceding goals for fun. They conceded 11 goals so far in 8 matches, but they are also scoring. They might even help us with this bet because I'm going Inter and over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.87 with a scorer. I think that Inter can easily score 3 on their own, despite coming after this tough match against Dortmund, which will start in exactly 20 minutes from now. Parma, I think that why I think that they will help us because Inter will suffer from fitness after this Champions League match, so they might concede. But Lautaro Martinez, Lukaku there in the attack. Hopefully Sensi will come back. Even if he doesn't come back, I think that there are other players who can replace him easily. So yes, Inter maintaining that gap between them and Juve, because I think that also Juve will win. So they will sit again at 1 point difference. Inter and over 2.5 at 1.87.
Yeah, nice bet that. Nice bet. Do like that one. Okay, Chef Michael. Torino 1.85, draw 3.8, Cagliari 4.75. Torino, quite like them at home. They score goals.
Oh yeah, they score a ton of goals here. Torino's the only way to look here. I just lost my notes, but I think the Torino's straight win was 1.95, I believe. Torino at home are different animal. Cagliari on the road, you know, they're going to struggle. They're found themselves in a string of draws now. They've won just 3 of their last 10. Torino scoring goals. Gosh, lost on my notes. Sorry. Yeah.
I think you have to pay over 2.5 goals to be to go all the way at 2.0. I think over 2.5 goals he wants to say, because I'm afraid of this Cagliari team, to be honest. They were impressive in the last matches on the road. They beat Napoli, they beat Parma, they held AS Roma to a 1-1 draw. They are scoring goals. Torino unimpressive lately, despite having some world-class players there, Andrea Bellotti and some of his teammates. I think that Chef Michael wants to go with the over 2.5. This is the bet that I would go if I was in his place.
Is that where you're going, Chef Michael? Just no win market, over 2.5 at 2-0.
No, I just found it. Yeah, I have both teams to score at 1.83. But I think both of them can score here. Shouldn't be. That could probably cash in the first half. Both teams to score 1.83.
Yeah, do like that one. Now, here's one I like. If I don't hear Alex Classic coming out of your mouth, I will be shocked. Fiorentina 2.5, draw 3.75, and Lazio at 2.87, Alex.
I would go with the first draw of the season in Serie A. I think that we're talking about 2 well-balanced teams. Lazio playing in Europa League tomorrow. Fiorentina at home. Fiorentina struggled a little bit on the road against Brescia. I thought that they will win that match, but they didn't. Lazio came back from 3 goals down to draw 3-3 with Atalanta in one of the most exciting matches of the season in Serie A so far. We expect goals, yes. It can be a 2-2 draw for both the Alex Classic and the draw to come in this match. So I'm playing just the draw at 3.5, but not as my bank.
3.75 I found this morning. Have a little shot. Okay. Yeah, get on. Have a little look. 3.75. Last one. Roma 2.2. Draw 3.6. Milan 3.45. Could we see a draw here, Chef Michael?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw this last night, it confused the hell out of me. I mean, Roma are, they're the better team despite all the injury problems they have, but AC Milan have just been crap all season so far. I mean, they're sitting down there at 12th. They gained a few spots over the past couple of weeks with a win over Genoa, and they drew with Lecce. They probably should have lost that match. But Roma, at home, their only loss was with Atalanta, and AC Milan are just going to tread above water, above that relegation zone all season. Roma at 2.1 looked pretty appealing to me, but I can't see anything but a Roma win here. 2.1.
Okay, well, I saw 2.2 this morning. Maybe that's now gone. Maybe Chef Michael's kids' inheritance fund has been raided and the 2.2 is now gone and it's 2.1. So, give me your banker, please, Alex.
I'm going Juve and under 4.5 goals at 1.73 as my banker for this week, Serie A.
And Chef Michael, your banker?
I'm going to go Torino and Cagliari, both teams to score, 1.83.
Okay, we like that one as well. Listen, keep up the great work, gentlemen. I'm really enjoying it. I like to just tick them off now. I just like that. Yeah, they got that right. Yeah, they got that right. And listen, long may it continue. I know there's more and more people that are now starting to watch the Italian game just because of you two. So congratulations, and I'll probably see you again next week.
Thank you. Have a great show, UFC show later on. And thank you for having us.
No worries at all. Good luck over the weekend with your NFL as well, Chef Michael. Okay. I'll see you soon,
cheers,
boys.
guys.
You take care. That's Chef Michael and Alex Need for tips. Going through Serie A, and they really are on fire. Coming up later on today, UFC will be with Dave Betts. Jason's got a family illness to basically occupy his mind and his thoughts. All of our thoughts go with him and his family. And tomorrow, Premier League punters, the boss will be back. I'll be in that chair, right where I belong when she's about. She being Natalie. Take care.